reduce the impact of the software we build, but we also need a sense of perspective. In most cases, the carbon footprint of a business is dominated by physical business processes, buildings, and employee activities. In this case, we are looking for opportunities to use software to optimize physical processes to remove carbon. It's only the purely digital businesses like online banks and software services providers that are dominated by the carbon footprint of their computing resources. However, whether you are building software to optimize carbon-intensive physical processes, or just have to optimize the code that runs your services, you will need to build the mental models of how software translates into energy use, manufacturing supply chains, and carbon. You will then need advice on how to change the way your company builds and runs software to optimize and reduce its carbon footprint. That's where this book comes in. It's written by experienced practitioners who have been working with the Green Software Foundation for several years and draws on the wide and deep experience that has been contributed to the GSF by many members. The book is written in an entertaining and opinionated style and is full of practical, useful advice for all aspects of building and running green software. Adrian Cockcroft, OrionX.net, Salinas, California, February 2024. Preface. It's not easy being green. Kermit the Frog. Climate change is real. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC, report of 2022 settled that. The world is now stepping up to respond, and it appears that companies will need to get on board with the energy transition or be left behind. Unfortunately, as a wise cultural icon once said, the changes required for a sustainable planet will not be easy. The good news, however, is that most of the public cloud providers have already committed to net zero cloud operations, commitments they need to be held to, and we can learn from and emulate them as well as other sustainability leaders in our sector. In fact, some of the tools we need are already open source or commercially available. That's fortunate because the rest of us may soon be compelled by our customers, infrastructure providers, soaring bills, and incoming legislation to set and meet our own tough carbon targets. So how will software development and operations need to change to save the planet and our companies? This book aims to help answer that question. Building green software is an overview of everything from how national grids are likely to evolve in response to renewable power, to how that will change operations, to how the day-to-day lives of developers will be affected by the energy transition. You may notice that many of the quotes included in this book are from folk who used to work for the hyperscalers. That doesn't mean that our quotees are renegade whistleblowers, just that they are commenting as individuals who are no longer subject to the rules of a somewhat heavyweight PR organization. It is useful to hear unfiltered views because everyone from the freshest developer to the most dog-eared CTO has a part to play in shaping the world that's coming. How can we build, host, and operate code in a way that's better for the environment, cheaper, and lower risk? Why should you listen to this book? Anyone is allowed to listen to this book. We've a very relaxed open-door policy. You might be a developer who is expected to contribute to your organization's sustainability initiatives and wants a primer on the topic. An architect who wants to better understand how to align with the Amazon Web Services, AWS, sustainability well-architected pillar. A product manager designing a new feature who wants to know how to make the operation of that feature as green and low-cost as possible. A DevOps person or an SRE who has been asked to reduce the carbon impact or financial cost of an existing application and needs some ideas or pointers. Or you might be someone else entirely. Who are we to gatekeep? Whatever your role is, you have a role to play in being part of the climate solution. By the end of this book, our aim is for you to have a better handle on the fundamental architectural principles of sustainable or green software development and how to apply them, how the energy transition is likely to change hosting on-prem and in the cloud, and how companies can prepare for that.